Ejim, Defensive Player of the Year, 35 straight games in double figures. She's done it all for the Zags at both ends of the floor. And then Elizabeth Elliott, tall task at hand, huge presence inside, rebounds really hard. She's shooting 62% from the field. The Tigers will need a big one from her to pull off the upset.
Great time to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Jordan Robinson. You got a little more on Ejim, don't you?
Yes, I do. Well, like you mentioned, Jen, she is the Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. But some other big news is she announced that she's coming back for a 5th and final season next year. Her teammate Brenna Maxwell joked that there's probably a WCC coaches group chat somewhere saying, we have to deal with her for another year. But Yvonne said she knows she made the best decision for her, and I know she's on track to becoming a doctor, and that takes a lot of schooling. So why not play some hoops while she preps for saving lives in the future, Ann?
I love that. And man, J-Mo, when Ejim announced that decision in front of, I don't know, thousands at the kennel, the place went nuts.
Well, and for good reason. I mean, you look at her production and what she's done over her career as a coach, you'd be darn happy to hear that.
All right, Pacific coming in at 18-13. They finished 8-8 in conference play, the 5th seed, having won 2 games in this tournament thus far. Gonzaga at 29-2, a perfect record in the WCC, had that double bye. It's their first tournament game of 2024, and we are underway. Right off the bat, Maxwell hits a triple, as you would expect. Starting lineups brought to you by Credit Union 1. James, Deaton, and Smith, a dynamic backcourt for Pacific. Elliott and Holmberg will have to do yeoman's work down low. Deaton, who was so fabulous against San Francisco, checked by Ejim inside.
Well, I think Deaton's a big factor here. She had a great start, like you mentioned, Ann, the other night. She plays inside out for them, can create, and right out of the gate, offensive board for the Tigers.
Deaton 18-8 against USF, to J-Mo's point. Smith was a little off, and Deaton more than picked up the slack. Gonzaga starting 5, the usual suspects, the same suspects. Great to see Hollingsworth in the starting lineup. Rolled her ankle in practice a few days ago, taped up, ready to go.
Well, it is tournament time, and everybody wants to play. Great take to the rim by Trong.
Ejim, she'll try again, and she'll go to the line.
Well, Ejim's so athletic, gets to the glass. Big category to watch throughout this game as both teams rebound very hard. Foul trouble will be, I think, an interesting thing to watch as we go as well.
Holmberg picks up that foul, her first, team's first. Ejim, let's get this out of the way right now because Gonzaga mopped up in terms of postseason awards. Ejim, Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Lisa Fortier, 6th Woman of the Year, Mount Hybens, all wearing Gonzaga gear.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, look at their record, 29-2. They've been absolutely stunning throughout the season, undefeated in conference play.
So 3-0, Gonzaga with the early lead. Wide open look, rimming out. And we're gonna stay right here. Looks like Gonzaga commits that foul. All right, read it and weep.
I mean, just beautiful. I mean, all the way across the board. And when you have the type of talent, they have 5 players in double figures, all starters in double figures. I mean, tremendous talent across the board.
Turnover. Running the floor is Ejim. Tries to avoid the turnover. Pull up, air ball.
Yeah, you can see the Tigers a little bit tight. I mean,
yeah.
Those are shots they made the other day.
Well, Maxwell ain't tight.
No, and I'll tell you, you let this team get going from the three-point line. They lead Division I in three-point field goal percentage at 40%, and that's the reason why Texas is just wonderful.
There's the answer that Mississippi needed. Smith just gets 1,000 points in the last game, and this was crucial.
Yeah, that's a big basket right there. Just to settle them down, as you said. You mentioned you're going over 1,000 points. It's not just that. She was so poised. That veteran put them on her shoulders the other day.
Good look at Bradley Davis, ninth season. Reaching the semifinals for the second straight year. They eliminated heartbreak crash against Portland last year. They got another big tough road today against the number 14th ranked team in the country. Stepping back and hitting. Oh, big James.
Well, talking to Coach Fortier, one of the things the scout was not allowing James to get going right there. They've got to play her penetration really off the bounce, knocking down 2 threes to get the Tigers tied.
14 points, 10 assists. James had against USF. Unbelievable. Couple of triples, 3 steals. It was sensational yesterday. 6 apiece. There's their wrap. There's a good look at Lisa Fortier in her 10th year on the Naismith list for Coach of the Year award. 20-win seasons are expected, predicted, and her clubs just keep coming through.
Well, you know, she came in and had a tall order with all the success that Kelly Graves has had, but she has continued to put this program at such high expectations. They've done a terrific job with recruiting, and her staff is rolling right now.
Little who checks in deep inside. Ejim usually hits that shot in her sleep. Nice offensive board, Little, and turnover Gonzaga.
Yeah, turnover number 3. And you know that you talk about the 11 days off and the first time on the floor. You get a little bit tight. They're playing for seedings, you know, implications like we've talked about. This is a team on a mission. You just don't want to press too much.
So ball tipping off the hands of a Pacific player. Rosie Schweitzer in for the Tigers, by the way. And how good was she yesterday?
Oh, she was terrific off the bench. I mean, at the defensive end and offensively, she was 5 of 5 from the field at one point in the game, and she just did a terrific job of getting easy shots.
Ibens checking in for Gonzaga as well. Whistle blows that play dead.
Well, Smith a little too physical coming off that down screen. And you're going to see tightness with Maxwell, not allowing her to get open looks at the three-point line. That's one of their goals, is to limit her touches.
Smith picks up that foul, her first team second. We're early in our semifinal matchup. 6 apiece. Gonzaga, Pacific, and Ejim so aggressive. She'll go to the line. Schweitzer got her.
Well, you're going to see a lot of pick and roll action by the Zags. The pick and roll, high post drives, high-low options.
Ejim's journey at Gonzaga has been absolutely spectacular. It's just a great reminder. Jennifer, I know you coached at the highest level. You tell your kids when they come in, sometimes they don't get the minutes as a freshman. Just keep working, keep grinding, it's coming.
Well, and you got to credit Ejim and what she's done in the offseason. She's expanded her game, her work ethic. I mean, you look at the numbers. You saw them earlier. She had 3 points as a freshman average, and look at where she is now. She's taken her athletic ability and put her skill set
Off the pick, James, brilliant, didn't even hesitate, and look who's got the lead. Well, we're tied at 8 apiece, my bad.
Well, you know, talking with Bradley before the game, this is a team that has a lot of confidence right now. They played it tight in Stockton.
Yep.
It's tournament time. They've got a couple games under their belt.
Long ball to perfection, Kaylin Trong.
Well, and I tell you, I mentioned it earlier, their ability to shoot the three in almost all spots. You cannot give them space if you are Pacific.
Trong, last year's WCC Player of the Year. The season that she had to take Gonzaga into the postseason. Holmberg blocked inside by Maxwell, and it goes off Holmberg to D by Maxwell. So Pacific hanging around, back and forth we go. Trong sisters so tough. That time, Kaylin, yeah, that's a 3, we got you. Back in Las Vegas, specifically the Orleans Arena site of this year's WCC Women's Basketball Tournament. Top seed Gonzaga, number 14 in the country, leading a gritty Pacific club. 11-8 first quarter action. Kaylin but this is a Gonzaga team that is pushing hard to host.
Well, absolutely. I mean, look at their record. Second most wins in the Division I. Got a 23-game win streak right now. Net 11. They're 10-2 versus the top 100 in net. Double-digit wins against Stanford, Alabama, and Arizona earlier in the season. Terrific resume. You're right. They're looking to host it in a place where really Spokane supports women's basketball.
They've got a great chance. The second reveal has them in the top 16, which would mean they host. And JJ, you know what the kettle is like when it comes to women's basketball.
Well, a terrific environment, and they will support it. And there's a charge.
Whoa, James is going to get nicked for that.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
Wow.
On the move, creating, you saw the hand, little bit of a push off. That's where they got that foul right there. I don't know.
Boy, that's a heartbreaker.
Well, and there's Deaton sneaking in, very crafty on the inbounds to steal it back. We mentioned her effort the other day. She's done a little bit of everything for this Tiger squad.
So the cool thing about Gonzaga women's basketball is if you're playing at home in Spokane, there's no doubt that they're going to fill the joint. The really cool thing about these Bulldog fans is they travel. And oh, do they travel.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean, they love women's basketball. I mean, it's been years where that place has been sold out, diehard fans. It used to be just the men's side. Now it is both sides, and it is a hard ticket to get.
Sure is. All right, 11-9. And by the way, Hollingsworth picked up her second personal foul. Keep an eye on that.
Gonzaga a little bit out of sorts.
And the good news for Pacific fans, their club has settled down and settled in. Little extra pass, and probably too much of an extra pass, as Little should have gone up.
Absolutely, she had a lane, little mid-range pull-up, passed it up trying to scoot that ball. Little shovel pass into Ejim. Gonzaga's gonna pick up a little bit here on the ball handler. You'll see them mix it up all game long.
Ennis on the floor now for Pacific. It's a 2-point lead for Gonzaga. Pacific looking for the stunning upset. Little with the board, yanks it down into the arms of Trong, and she'll trot it up.
A good look for Pacific. I mean, that mid-range pull, it is James' game.
Blocked from behind Ejim. That's great defense by Pacific, and that Tiger bench is fired up.
Well, there's Deaton coming in from the backside to get that block. They're doing a really good job. We talked about that pick and roll option. You're going to see it all day long. She comes from behind, and Ejim steps on the line.
Love that. Deaton gets picked, doesn't quit on the play, and gets Ejim and the reject from behind. Deaton is a gamer. Transfer out of North Dakota State before that, UNC Greeley. Pick, Little. And a silly foul. That's going to go against James, and that's number 2 on James.
That's a tough call right there. And they're shooting already. The bonus. Anaya James, all-conference player. She runs the show. We talk about her ability to score the basketball. She's got to be on the floor if you are the Tigers.
Well, that's just disappointing for her. She'll sit for a bit. And here's a good look at Little. English international. If I'm not mistaken, Esther is looking for her first point since early February. Gives this club some length at 6'2". Shot blocker, rebounder. Misses them both. Deaton leads the charge. Deaton had a notion. Smart to pull that back early in the shot clock. Smith. Yes, resets the pick. 7 on the shot clock now for Lowry, who has checked in. Smith's got to put something up. gives herself some space and hits. Oh, to beat the shot clock buzzer.
Boy, great job of keeping your dribble. Gonzaga icing the side on-ball screen, making her go back to the sideline.
Egypt loses the handle, tries to muscle it up, and is able to do so.
Well, Pacific doing a nice job of defending the on-ball screen. Egypt mishandled that, but stays with it and gets the easy two.
Deaton keeps that dribble going, and Ennis is going to be called for that foul. Her first illegal screen.
Well, you see Smith again just off the ice right there, gets to the paint with the shot clock winding out, and that's her game. She loves the mid-range pull-up, does a good job of decision making.
Fouled out yesterday, did Smith against USF. Kind of had a quiet 9 points. She's off to a great start today.
Yes.
All right, 13-11, Gonzaga with the lead, with the ball.
Well, you talk about Smith, she's got the task of guarding Maxwell.
Well, I don't want to guard Kaylin Trong either. Goodness.
And I'll tell you what, if you are playing defense on this Gonzaga team, you cannot go under screens. If you do, they're going to pull the trigger.
One of the best shooting teams from beyond the arc in the country.
Yep.
Answer not there for Smith. Loose ball into the hands of Maxwell. Kaylin Trong will trot it up. Minute 30 left to go in this opening quarter. Gonzaga by 5. Trong looks short, it is. And I think Kaylee Trong will get whistled for that foul. And she will.
On charge number 11.
Well, we talked about the ability of this Gonzaga team shooting the three. You get caught up for the screen or you go under, they're going to make you pay, and boom, Kaylin Trong knocks it down.
Critical possession, methinks, J-Mo, for Pacific.
Yeah, absolutely. They've struggled a little bit here in the half court.
Schweitzer puts the ball on the deck and blows by Hybens.
I'll tell you, she has high IQ and super crafty, uses her body so well. They're going to get a travel.
Yep. You're reading my mind, J-Mo. All right, so with 1:01 left to go in this first quarter, and you're Pacific, you're thinking, just stay calm. We're in this thing. Just do what we do.
Absolutely. And Smith's going to be a big, crucial part of this with James going out with 2 fouls. But right here, you got under a minute left.
Ooh. Kaylee Trong picks up her second foul. Team's 4th. Really good job of Smith to go right at her.
Yeah, and there's a veteran right there taking advantage. Had her on her hip. Easy call for the officials.
Big time. So Kaylee will have a seat, Little back onto the floor, and inbounding will be Pacific.
Well, right here, you got 50 seconds. You want to use shot clock a little bit, nothing quick.
Rimming out, tough luck for Smith. One and done, good board by Little. Tough luck for Smith on that one. Lowry, Kaylin Trong, good matchup.
Look for the high on ball, rise and low.
Stepping back, tons of room, rimming out. Ejim doing what Ejim does.
I'll tell you that was a great rebound. She was kind of pushed underneath the basket, but uses her length.
Look at that inside look, Deaton into Schweitzer.
Deaton just terrific heads-up play, seen, and Ivans had fallen down, taking advantage of it, 7 on the clock.
You gotta hurry. So that will end the first quarter. Gonzaga with a 3-point lead over a Pacific team that came to play. Look at this slip. Rosie with the gimme. Pacific hanging around. Moments away from the start of the second quarter, top-seeded and 14th ranked Gonzaga leading 5th-seeded Pacific 18-15. Let's sneak into that Pacific huddle, shall we?
So we got to get to the rack under control like you just did, under 2 feet, jumps, make the dump off, because the dump offs are there, okay? First play we have, I think it's going to be their ball right now, though. Yeah, it's their ball. We're getting stop, score, stop. We go down on offense. I want to go red. Look in the racket. Liz, once you get...
Bradley has got his team ready. The fans need to understand this, J-Mo. February 3rd, Gonzaga wins at home against Pacific, 104-39. 2 weeks later, in Stockton, the same two clubs meet. And the final, 91-78 Gonzaga. It's the closest game Gonzaga has had the entire season in conference play.
Well, you look at this conference day in and day out. Everybody's so competitive. It comes down to scout. You look at what they're doing tonight. It's a three-point ball game. I think Gonzaga needs to settle down here in this second quarter, but, you know, both teams struggle to take care of the ball. 6 and 7 turnovers apiece. But you're right. I mean, this is a club that believes, and anything can happen tournament time.
They've won a couple of tournament games up to this point, have the Tigers. Obviously, Gonzaga with that double bye, playing for the first time in this tournament, catch and shoot. And Maxwell has hit a triple in every single game this season.
Well, you look at her ability to get the shot off. It's such a quick trigger. You give her any space whatsoever. Oh, and there's going to be a turnover.
Wow.
Looks like...
Wow, and slow to get up, and it's still down as Kaylin Trong.
She might have twisted her ankle on that. Certainly don't want to see that if you were a Gonzaga fan. Yeah, she went right over the top.
So, costly turnover for Pacific to start their second quarter in terms of possessions, and Gonzaga looking to increase the lead. Ejim just one-arms that offensive rebound, but she's picked. Here comes Deaton. Now Smith.
Good decision.
Schweitzer with the old-fashioned scoop. I love it. Not quite there. Ejim one and done. Here comes Kaylin Tron looking good on that ankle. Look at the block. Lowry. Great hustle play by Lowry, one of their best bench players.
Yeah, comes in with a lot of energy. She's athletic, gets that block coming from behind in transition. Kaylin didn't see her coming from behind. Gonzaga lucky to keep this ball.
Lowry starting the second quarter as Maxwell misses on the catch and shoot. Everybody fighting for the rebound and then fighting afterwards. My goodness, every possession, J-Mo.
Well, Ejim's struggling. That's, you know, maybe the third little bunny opportunity that she's had. Just 2 of 6 from the field.
There's the cutter. Ejim does a great job to read that lane. Oh, look at that. Trong bumped and scoring, though, is Hollingsworth. But what a no-look.
Yeah, beautiful pass. The Trong sisters so good in transition in the open court. Great decision making.
Pacific with 9 turnovers. They're going to have to clean that up as Gonzaga posts their biggest lead of the game. Not there on the long ball, Holmberg.
Well, you can see this Gonzaga squad kind of settling in. You get a quarter underneath your belt. We mentioned the fact that Pacific already played 2 games.
Ejim, so athletic, caught that ball awfully deep and just takes a little step, the sweet stroke off the glass.
Well, a beautiful feed by Maxwell. She can shoot the 3. She's so dangerous. You got to get up on her, but here's the Trong sisters. No-look pass and a great finish.
Look at this. That's as good as it gets. Little bump, no problem. I got you. 7-0 run for Gonzaga to open the second quarter. Zags leading Pacific now 25-15. We like to call it all access. That means we get to go inside these huddles. Gonzaga, Lisa Fortier, take it away.
That's what it looked like yesterday also. Okay, it looked like they're just letting people play through it, okay? And I get it, okay? We just got to play through it. You guys are doing a nice job so far. Just do not expect that they're going to call any of those fouls. It's baskets, not complaints, okay? That's what we talked about in the pregame. Baskets not...
Make up a t-shirt. Baskets, not complaints, Jennifer Mountain.
I like it. I mean, you look at their Their record 16-0, averaging almost 83 points a game.
Look at their margin of victory.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, and the performance, I mean, it's a type of shots that they're taking. 50% from the field, almost 42% from the three-point line, and they share the ball.
Every single starter averages in double figures for Gonzaga. So you go ahead and try to pick your poison in terms of how you defend this club.
Well, and that's exactly right, because you take something away and somebody else is going to hurt you.
Another Pacific turnover.
Yeah, and that's what's plagued them in this second quarter. They have 3 turnovers in the first 2.5 minutes.
James still on the bench for Pacific with those 2 fouls, and that hurts the cause.
Yeah, and I think if you're Coach Davis, you might want to look to bring her in a little bit early before this gets away from you. And the other thing is, you know, Elliott has not shot in this game yet. They're all conference player. Oh, and Smith's hurt.
Yeah, she really took a pop from Maxwell, who picks up that foul on the charge, and Smith is down.
Well, to kind of go back to what I was saying is Elizabeth Elliott, their all-conference post player, has not taken a shot in this game so far. They've got to get some touches to her early. And here's that drive right there. Yeah, she took an elbow to the cheek, and the officials are going to take a quick look at it. I mean, I don't think anything intentional whatsoever.
Basketball play right there.
But nonetheless, that certainly hurts. And
yeah, easy for me to say.
Yeah, glad to see her pop back up.
Missy Barlow, Alicia Murray will take a look at the monitor.
Yeah, I don't think this will be up. I agree 100%. Gonzaga is going to come with a little 1-2-2 3-quarter court. They like to do this to control tempo and pace. Important possession here for Pacific at the offensive end.
Pacific has yet to score this quarter. Deaton stepping back, nothing there. Now she's looking for help. And another Pacific turnover. Yow.
Well, Hollingsworth doing a terrific job at the defensive end against Elliott. She was 3-quarter fronting, not allowing that pass inside in the duck in.
James back on the floor for Pacific, replacing Deaton. Remember, James playing with the 2 fouls. Halen Trong back onto the floor for Gonzaga as well.
Yeah, I think that's really smart, bringing her back in the game for the Tigers.
Ibens and Little, your subs on the floor for Gonzaga as well. Ball knocked about, kept alive. Look at that hustle play, and that's all because of Ibens.
Yeah, 6th Woman of the Year, and that's why the little 50-50 balls makes a play, makes it happen. There's another steal.
My goodness. Gonzaga's starting to feel like they're going to get some separation this quarter, Jennifer Mountain. Right now on a 9-0 run.
Well, Pacific just hurting their cause. Decision-making, trying to go too fast.
So the ball gets pinged around a lot, everybody getting a hand in the way, but Hybens goes the extra mile.
Yeah, you can see Ejim. I actually think she passed up an opportunity to score, but Hybens stays with it on the way down. Great smart play so she doesn't get called for a travel, and Ejim the recipient of that.
Hybens had the wherewithal to be going to the deck, finally get her hands secured on the ball, and understanding that she had an open teammate underneath the basket. Just a heady play.
Absolutely.
So 27-15. Deaton back on the floor. James hesitates, aggressive. That's why you want her on the court.
Yeah, and smart by not getting all the way to the rim to possibly pick that 3rd personal up. But you're absolutely right, Ann. She's such a good decision maker and a threat to score in the guard spot.
Can Pacific get some scoring from down low with Elliott and Holmberg? That's the big question.
Yeah, so far Gonzaga taking away their inside game.
Halen Trong. Pacific looked a little disjointed on that play defensively on the switch. And yet here they come on a 1 and done. Ejim. Another Pacific turnover.
That's 12 turnovers in the game.
Ibens almost drags that pivot foot. Now Ejim. She'll square up. Maxwell, Holmberg comes to show.
Yeah, great job on the hedge screen.
7 on the shot clock for Maxwell and the Zags. Floater, short. Jump ball possession arrow favoring Pacific. Hollingsworth checking back in. Join the conversation. You can do that while you watch West Coast Conference action. All you got to do is use the hashtag WCC Hoops. The latest news scores more. Follow WCC Hoops on X. Ivans wouldn't give her any room, so now James will try it from the perimeter. Takes the pick, buries it.
Well, good read by Elliott on that. They did not do a good job of getting the ball inside. She's fronted, so she comes and sets the on ball, allowing James to get through.
Answer. You love that for Hollingsworth. You know, that bad ankle, we wondered if she was even going to play.
Yeah, game time decision. She was in a boot yesterday.
Inside, there's Elliott.
Yeah, first time she has been able to get position down low. Hollingsworth fronting, and they make the read.
Oh, wide open. And Hollingsworth will go to the line. Another defensive miscue for Pacific.
Yeah, Hybens, I didn't think she was going to throw it, but great pick and roll option. We talk about the pick and roll in the wing spotter, the high on ball. Opposite post is going to roll high. And most often they have a great opportunity for a high-low option through the Zags.
Elliott whistled for that foul, by the way. For first teams first. Fans, don't forget to stick around for the Sterling Global Financial Halftime Show. Eric and Stephanie will get us all up to date, and our commissioner, Stu Jackson, will join them on set. Special guest. We're looking forward to that. 32-21. Inside. Shot definitely altered by Hollingsworth.
Yeah, great recovery by Hollingsworth on that. Deaton had the gap.
Look at Deaton. Great pick from behind. Smith gonna leave it. James, fearless. Short on that shot again. Hollingsworth coming over to play the help D.
Well, Hollingsworth has been terrific in the interior defense and rebounding. More rebounds in this first half.
10 on the shot clock. Maxwell looking for the slip, not there. Hybens didn't like that three-point look. Now it's Kaylin Trong. And with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, Deaton commits the foul.
Yeah, that's a tough foul with the shot clock winding down right there.
Man.
Trong was going to have to create one-on-one.
Little back in for Gonzaga. Jennifer, if you're the defense, you have to work so hard every single possession against this team with all the weapons. It's got to be exhausting.
Well, you're absolutely right. Ooh.
Man. Claire O'Connor in the mix, and she'll get dinged for that foul. Her first, second team.
Yeah, aggressive to the rim right there. Love to see that, but Pacific, once again, open three-point shot.
Yeah, there's been some defensive miscues for Pacific. They're really lucky they dodged that bullet.
You're exactly right.
Deaton walks.
Well, you talk about Gonzaga's power on the offensive end, but you got to look at their defense.
You bet.
When they're locked in, they're so long in all spots and they're smart. Coach Fortier talked about it yesterday in practice, where you can't take plays off defensively. That's where we win ball games. Get locked in and do your job.
Schweitzer on the floor for Pacific. She's going to get whistled for that foul. She had a little wraparound going against Ejim, that's for sure. And Schweitzer will pick up that foul.
Ejim doing such a terrific job. I mean, you have an athlete that can rim run the way she does down the floor She gets positioned down early, and if she gets you on your back, you're going to have a hard time getting around.
Schweitzer picks up her second, team's third. 2:05 left to go in the second quarter. Period dominated by Gonzaga. Wow. Ivins bringing away. Offensive rebound. Not quite there on the pass. Little chucks it, and it'll be Pacific's ball. Stating the obvious, J-Mo, Pacific really needs to stay within 10 at half.
Yeah, you know, you got less than 2 minutes to go in the half. You've got to have great offensive possessions, and it's got to be defense, and it's kind of take 5. You cannot give up open threes, and you got to rebound.
Elliott back on the floor for Pacific. It's 32-21, buck 45 right here left to go in this opening half. Extra pass inside. More bodies hitting the floor. Again, it's Smith.
Yeah. Smith again, I think she got hit in the head going to that, but good offensive read right there, over the top.
Smith has taken a pounding.
Well, great extra pass and going to the rim, and you see the hand coming through, and Ivins just kind of knocked her with her hand, that off hand, trying to get the block.
Smith has got the 5 points. James leading everybody for Pacific with 9. Egypt already with 11 points. She's got the 7 boards. Just a matter of time before she collects yet another double-double. Big toss right there for the veteran Smith.
Well, you talked about this last couple of minutes. I mean, right now, Gonzaga on a little bit of a scoring drought. Haven't scored in over 2 minutes. And that's credit to the Pacific defense, and that's exactly what they're going to need this minute 40 going into the half. Just kind of climb back in.
Holmberg back in. Ennis will take a seat for Pacific. But Jen, there have been some discombobulated Pacific plays defensively that they're going to have to really shore up. This Gonzaga team will make you pay.
You're absolutely right. There's so many weapons, and this is a team that is a veteran group that makes really good decisions. Kaylin
Trong picks up the dribble. Egypt squares all the way to the rack. The ball flies out of her hands. Deep position, maybe a little too deep.
Yeah, she got herself caught way under the rim right there. They're going to keep the ball here, however.
That's a break for Gonzaga.
Yes.
It was a 3-point Bulldog lead after 1. Wow. And Hollingsworth is having herself a half.
And she sure is at both ends of the floor.
Yes.
I mean, I love what she's doing in the interior against Elizabeth Elliott defensively.
10 points for Hollingsworth already at her seasonal average. Kaylee Trong. Well, excuse me, that's Kaylin, my bad.
Just coming off the inbounds pass. Again, you talk about miscues. That's a defensive mistake. Just one pass and shot from the sideline out of bounds against a team that shoots 40% from the 3. You got to make Hollingsworth put it on the ground.
Hollingsworth, a good 3-point shooter. Remember, she was game time decision with that ankle. What a game she's having. My goodness, there's the double. You got to do something with it if you're Pacific. Yeah, and Holmberg nails it.
Well, good read on the double team right there by Pacific. A much needed basket. Holmberg's going to be a factor, I think, in this second half.
She's got to be, J-Mo. Yep. 9-second differential. Shot and game clock. Maxwell catch, shoot. Man, that quick release.
Quick release, and I'll tell you, that is execution to a T. The cross screen, down screen, and an easy 3.
3 triples now for Maxwell. Let's see if Pacific can find a little magic to end this half. Deaton's got to put it up. So the largest lead of the game, you're looking at it, 38-25, top-seeded and 14th ranked Gonzaga using a really...
And the key word from Coach Davis at halftime was turnovers. They have to take care of the ball because it's not letting them get into their flow on the offensive end. I asked him when they had that strong start, what was working well? He said they were actually getting shots at the basket instead of giving the ball away. Another key on defense is taking away their 3-point shot. Just an overall need to make it tougher on the Zags, guys.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Appreciate it. As always, third quarter underway. Picked by Deaton. going up against Trong. Thinks wisely of that, and then ball fake. Back rimming off is Smith. Unlucky there for Pacific. You know, when you look at the first half, J-Mo, you look at Pacific, they shot 43%, but they're just not getting enough shots off because of the turnovers.
You're absolutely right. I mean, both teams shooting the ball really well, but turnover situation have led to 9 points for Gonzaga. And this first 3-4 minutes, I think, are absolutely crucial for Pacific. They've got to get defensive stops and get something going and really get into a flow offensively.
Air ball. Blocked inside by Hollingsworth, who has just been outstanding today. Maxwell's already hit a double. Looking for the triple, not there. Offensive rebound, Kaylee Trong.
Well, I kind of think, well, I feel like Hollingsworth has been the difference in this game so far. Not just at the offensive end, defensively, she's been terrific against Elliott inside.
Kaylin Trong just invites that foul. She's going to go to the line.
I mean, you look at Hollingsworth's first half, 10 points, 4 rebounds, a steal. She's playing physical inside. You listen to Coach Fortier, they talk about they're letting you play physical. You got to adjust, and she's been terrific.
Dean picks up her second team's first, third quarter underway. Kaylin Trong, she and her sister out of Houston. When they decided to come back, Maxwell decided to come back. You knew Ejim was going to be there. Oh, baby.
Well, you talked about the fact that, you know, the Kennel Club went nuts when Ejim announced that this season, but last year when the entire crew announced that they were coming back, that place erupted.
And I feel differently about this club, Jennifer, than last year. They feel like they are on a major mission after getting upset by Portland in the WCC championship last year.
I agree, and you look at this squad across the board, obviously there's extreme talent, but their focus is different. I think they share the ball better. The chemistry is just enormously great. And I think they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They want to take care of business.
Deaton gives it up to James. And that took some guts going in against Hollingsworth. And here comes Kaylin Trong and GU. Inside position. Oh, Deaton, she thought she might have the weak side block. Instead, she's going to pick up her third personal foul.
Well, great anticipation, but watch this rim run right here. She gets deep, and the position Ejim gets in transition allows the entry pass. Great angle and an easy catch and go. And she got her on the arm. That's a good call.
Yep. I like Deaton's idea. She just plays with like her hair's on fire. She plays it like it's going to be the last game in her whole entire life. Sign me up to play with that kid anytime. But she'll sit with the 3 fouls. Ejim rimming off the first opportunity. She's an 82% free throw shooter. Leads this club's in makes and takes. 1 of 2.
Yeah, 4 of 6 for the day.
The lead continues to grow for Gonzaga. 43-25. We're early in the third. James and Smith are going to have to lead this club back.
Ooh, that's a tough call.
Kaylee Trong picks up her third.
Well, this is a tough call. We're going to get a chance to watch this, but watch Holmgren wrap her around. That's a tough call right there. So she's going to have to sit.
Yep. Little will come in. Kaylee definitely frustrated. So here's James. Playing with the 2 fouls. James hesitates, runner, back rimming off. You like the look, just wasn't there. Here comes Kaylin. She'll now just kind of trot it up.
Beautiful hesitation move by James.
Lowry on the floor for Pacific. Elliott going right up there against Ejim. There's the switch. Wild shot by Hollingsworth.
Yeah. She's got a big smile on her face. She lost that, I think, on the way up.
Largest lead of the game right now. is this current score, 43-25. Pacific obviously needs a little bit of a run and some energy, reason to believe. That's what Pacific needs.
Well, really good adjustment because they pulled the opposite guard high, so there's no help side or backside defense on that lob. Great adjustment by Pacific.
Elliott with a much needed basket for the Tigers. Flying in on the weak side, rebound, run on the floor, another turnover. Smith airmailed that one.
Well, you see that steal, they're fronting and no weak side help, able to get that pass up and over the top. Hollingsworth doing a great job, but not that time.
Here's Little, she'll square up. Off the pick, Maxwell, extra pass. That is gorgeous basketball. Hollingsworth gets hit and one, she'll go to the line.
Well, beautiful feed right here. You're gonna take a quick look. Doesn't come off, goes under the screen, and then the extra pass to Hollingsworth and an easy finish with the left hand. Gonzaga doing a great job of reading whether they should curl off a screen, go under, back cut. Great read there by Maxwell.
Elliott picks up first, second as Ennis checks back in. What a pass by Maxwell. You're right, Jen.
Yeah.
The read was so good. If you think she's just a shooter and a scorer, you're flat out wrong.
Well, and that's where her game has expanded as well. I mean, she's been known for a three-point shooter her whole career. But man, people focus in on her, and she's setting her teammates up for great success.
Transfer out of Utah is Maxwell, finding a home in Spokane, and then some. Dumping it inside again, high-low. That time there was weak side help.
Yeah, you see right now they had guards balanced in both spots. When they pull it high, they don't have backside help right there. Maxwell with a great anticipation.
Pacific maintains possession. Here's Smith. James takes the step back, hits the three. There's your first team all-conference player.
She's come to play today.
Yeah. Doing a good job of avoiding further foul trouble. Pacific absolutely has to have her and Smith on the floor. Dumping it. Ejim, you bet. Too easy.
Well, a high-low combination. Hollingsworth, three-point threat, has height, can see over the top.
Good hands, Elliott, and scores.
But right now it is a post trade-off, back and forth, high-low options. And I think that's smart, getting Elliott involved.
Yes. Pretty quiet in that first half. Good job, Ennis, showing some help. Hollingsworth dumps it inside again. Ejim, the mismatch, and takes advantage, does Ejim.
Well, that's where if you get a switch and you get a smaller guard on her, you're in big trouble. And again, she uses her body so well, and she's so strong.
The pick.
Hollingsworth with a great tip.
Ejim now with 16 points and 9 rebounds. She has just been unstoppable. Ennis asked to guard Hollingsworth. That's just a tough matchup for the Pacific guard. Maxwell fouled by Smith. She will go to the line. Gonzaga, clinical in its execution. The 2024 WCC Basketball Championship is brought to you by Credit Union One. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com. By Jersey Mike's, be a sub above. And by Nike, a proud partner of the West Coast Conference. 4:45 left to go in the third quarter, semifinal number 1 here in Las Vegas. WCC Championship, Gonzaga leading Pacific by a bunch, 50-32. The all-important seedings, the announcement, the selection Sunday is just around the corner, J-Mo. And the Portland region, it looks really strong for Gonzaga.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about the fact that they're going to hopefully get a chance to host at home and then go to Portland as they advance. But we talk about the fan base. I mean, what more could you want? Be able to travel all of their fans down the road in Portland.
You look at what Gonzaga has done, not a single bad loss. They finished 3-1 against the Pac-12, including that stunning upset against Stanford, number 3 at the time, at the Kennel. The last loss for Gonzaga, that was way back in November, the 26th against a really good Louisville club. That's not a bad loss.
No, and then they lost to Washington State in overtime earlier that month. That was like early November. Just they've had a terrific run, 23 straight.
Running the table in the WCC conference, heavy favorites to win it all. They get the double bye. And Jennifer, they shook off some early rust and have looked like the Bulldogs that we have known to grow and love.
Absolutely, especially at the defensive end. Great hustle play by James.
I just love the guards for this Pacific team. I really, really do.
I do too. They're savvy, they're gritty, they get to the rim, they can shoot the three, very athletic. I mean, James is a complete player.
Oh man, just a junior. Had that shoulder injury last year, did James. That kind of affected her play, obviously, but she has been an all-conference player this entire season, and Smith right along with her.
Pacific bringing a little bit of heat, trying to make Gonzaga use clock.
Kaylee Trong back into the Gonzaga lineup along with Hybens and O'Connor. Mop-up bucket not there. Hollingsworth misses a bunny.
They've had a few of those today.
Yep.
And shots that they normally do not miss.
Schweitzer on the floor for Pacific. She's been really solid off the bench once again. Deaton back on the floor playing with 3 fouls. Smith thought about going high-low. Angle wasn't there. Nice play by Schweitzer. Got to make a note. Hollingsworth already a double-double for Eliza, 13 and 10. 5th double-double of the season.
Yeah, she's been terrific today. Both ends of the floor. Big assignment guarding Elliott.
Like the idea by Deaton, the angle just wasn't there. And Katie just never stops.
Well,
possession arrow favors Pacific. Coming up next, more Credit Union 1 WCC Basketball Championship action. Coming up after this semifinal game, it'll be semifinal number 2, Santa Clara taking on Portland. 3 minutes left to go in this semifinal tilt. Gonzaga led by 3 after the first quarter, Jennifer Mountain, and then just put on the Jets.
Put on the Jets, and really that second quarter got so many people involved. And there's that high-low option once again with Hollingsworth at the perimeter. They have no backside help, and she goes over the top.
Smith had fallen down, couldn't play any kind of help defense, so it was a layup. Deaton thought she had an and one. As aggressive as anyone I've seen play.
Well, you see Gonzaga coming off the high on ball. There's the roll, and there's the high-low option. Just doing a terrific job to the tee. No backside help on that.
Katie Dean, 2 shots.
Here's what we're talking about, J-Mo.
I mean, look at the points off turnovers. I mean, both teams have had struggles with taking care of the ball, but second and third quarter combined, 36 to 19.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
O'Connor picks up that foul, by the way. Deaton hits 1 of 2.
You got to credit this Pacific team, though. They're not going to stop. I mean, the last couple possessions, you know, Gonzaga comes back with the defensive boards, and they're in there scrapping, trying to take it away. They're bringing a little bit of heat, a 2-2-1 full court press. And there's Deaton right there.
Not scoring like she did in yesterday's game against USF when she just went off, but just still impacting the game. She doesn't take a play off.
Yeah, 0 of 7 right now in the game, and that's a tough pass.
James makes you pay.
Yeah, Coach Fortier not happy with that decision. Going to call a quick timeout.
James just silky smooth. This is a Pacific team that still believes but they've got a mountain to climb. 54-37, they trail. The 2024 WCC Basketball Championship is brought to you by the Southern Nevada Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By TicketSmarter. Experience the power and excitement of live events with TicketSmarter. Think smarter, think TicketSmarter. And by Credit Union One. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com. We're at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. Top-seeded and 14th ranked Gonzaga leading 5th seeded Pacific 54-37. 2:20 left to go in the third quarter, semifinal number 1. Here comes some heat.
Well, if you're Pacific, this is what gets you back in the ball game. I mean, Gonzaga has struggled at times to take care of the ball. They have 14 turnovers on their own.
That's a good point, Jennifer Mountain. They get that ball over the timeline, but now only 15 on the shot clock.
Well, that's what Pacific wants. They want short halftime or half-court possessions.
Maxwell driving. Ejim now has to give it up. Ejim does. Got to put it up. Busted play for Gonzaga.
Well, and Trong lost her shoe right there coming off that on ball. And that's not what you want out of that timeout if you were Coach Fortier.
Kaylee Trong, who averages 12 points a game, scoreless at this point. You don't say that very often.
No.
Here's Deaton. Smith unloads and hits.
Well, you mentioned it. You know, we got a 14-point ball game. You mentioned the fact that this team believes, and this Tiger squad has a lot of confidence in themselves. They've played well so far in the tournament.
Maxwell hammered, no call. Pacific looking to add to a 6-0 run. No quit in this Tiger bunch. Here's Deaton behind the back, almost loses it. Now it's Holmberg. Yes!
Well, they're not going to quit, and they're going to start. If they start knocking shots down from the three-point line, that's the way to get yourself back in the ball game. Gonzaga not handling the physicality of this game in this third quarter.
The run continues for Pacific, trying to get back into this thing. Ejim gives it up. Kaylee, bodies flying, rimming out. And Ejim is going to get tagged for that foul.
Well, Pacific on a 9-0 run. And I'll tell you, it's all about the three-point line right now. Smith coming off, nobody there to guard her. And she's a kid that can really get hot quick. And then the kick out, and Holmberg gets herself going from the three-point line.
Look at that bench. Ejim picks up that foul, by the way, her second.
Well, and James, I believe, got popped in the nose right there.
She did.
She's going to have to go out real quick to get that attended to. Or they're trying to get it stopped real quick before we resume play.
This has been a very, very physical game. James is going to have that wad of whatever up that nostril. Lowry will check in. James will make sure she is ready to go. 54-43.
Pacific, 3 of their last 3 from the field.
Schweitzer wanted it high-low. Angle wasn't there. Unforced error. Holmberg just loses the handle. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, just not getting a shot up, especially when you're on a run.
Shot clock off. Game clock at 15 right here. Kaylin Trong is going to find Maxwell. Now Kaylee. Wow. So the turnover turns into the triple.
Well, and that was all set up by a flare screen option for Maxwell on this side. Defense lost, and then Trong gets open on the perimeter for a big 3.
What a clutch triple by Trong to beat the clock. You see the clock at the top of your screen. 3 seconds left, splashes at home. Wow, Gonzaga with the answer. time to take a look at our Credit Union 1 WCC Basketball Championship scoreboard presented by Ticket Smarter. Think smarter, think Ticket Smarter. We're going to take a look at the brackets, actually.
Well, you take a look. Obviously, this game here, we got one more quarter to go, but the next semifinal coming up right after this. Number 2, Santa Clara taking on number 3 seed Portland, trying to make it back into that final once again.
Boy, recently Portland loves to play in Vegas, that is for sure.
Yes. 2 conference tournament championships in the last 4 years.
Really good job defensively by Elliott on Ejim, and the ball goes off Yvonne's hand.
Well, we talk about the turnovers. That's their 16th turnover of the game.
Fourth quarter underway.
Now can Pacific capitalize?
Gonzaga usually only turns it over about 13 times a game, so they're well over that as James is back on the floor with the cotton up the nose. Deaton thought she'd take the pull-up jumper, instead gives it up to Holmberg. James changes hands, tries to squeeze through that Gonzaga defense. Shot clock violation.
Well, back to your point, I think Deaton needs to take that shot right there. She's creating, getting off the bounce, just will open things up, and she really hasn't had a lot of opportunities to score the basketball today.
Channel that scoring game from yesterday. Deaton's only got the 2 points, but that was a really good look she passed up.
Yeah.
And she created that look. She got the whole head lifted. Strong. It's really good defense by Deaton.
She'll see it. They're going to have to go jump ball, and that's going to be in favor of the Tigers.
Tigers, they have that up this possession there, but they'll get it back. Let's see.
This ball went off Elliott. It sure did.
It did. So obviously, the official screen. Mississippi give the ball back. It'd be a jump ball necessarily favoring the Tigers. Great. Early in the fourth quarter, turnover Pacific, and then that game goes on.
So there's 19 turnover of the game.
Their season high in turnovers is 23.
Well, it's crucial line of the turnovers. We talked about that turnover in that third quarter. Big swing, and Gonzaga hit 3.
That's for sure. So Kaylee will pick up her personal foul. Team first.
Yeah, Kaylee Trump in and out of foul trouble today. Just not able to stay on the floor.
All right, we'll go the other way. Smith hesitates, front rim and off. Lots of white jerseys.
I think she was surprised with how open she was. Defense left the ball.
What a pass inside from Little to Hollingsworth.
Yeah, great feed inside. Again, the post from Gonzaga doing such a good job of getting early position. And here's what we're talking about. Just a great entry pass, baseline entry pass, great seal inside. Easy finish for Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth with 15 points now. Again, game time decision with that faulty ankle. And she's delivered the goods with 15 points and 10 boards and counting. Ejim, give it up. There you go.
Yeah, Smith was coming from behind. She got that a couple times the other day.
Strong backs up. Didn't like the separation. 7 on the shot clock now for Hollingsworth and company. Dumping it. Tylo Ejim misses the bunny inside. Ball still up for grabs into the hands of Holmberg. And Ejim will pick up her second foul. Team second.
Kind of frustration foul right there. That's a foul you do not want to have.
Again, Ejim with the 16 points and the 9 boards. But that's when she makes in her sleep. That definitely was a frustration foul. I'm with you, J-Mo.
Yeah, she's had a few of those today where just not getting it high on the board.
Another Pacific turnover, and there's just no way you come back against the 14th ranked team in the country with this many cough-ups.
You're absolutely right, and Coach Davis is going to call a timeout here and talk it over. I think getting them settled down, huge. 7 minutes to go.
59-43, come on back, GU rolling. Time now for our Jersey Mike's play of the game. Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Well, just going in transition, Kaylin with the no-look pass to Hollingsworth. She's got 15 and 10. Kaylin, 6 assists on the game. Beautiful no-look pass.
Hollingsworth with that bum ankle. Looks pretty good to me, J-Mo.
It looks great. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, and the assists, too. I mean, she's been able to hit the post player. Her partner down low, she's got 3 assists on the night.
The Australian pipeline has served this conference well. Hollingsworth, an Aussie, having herself one heck of a semifinal game. Ejim will square. 6:50 left to go in this fourth quarter. Ejim bumped. Little didn't want it. Ejim says, I love it down here.
Well, you love the fact that she gives it up and then immediately reposts. They go right back inside and she goes one-on-one.
Little, not known for her three-point shooting, was just smart to let Ejim do her thing and get back down with the seal. Like the take by James.
Love the take, and Hollingsworth coming over, just altering that shot just a tiny bit.
Hollingsworth, my goodness, what a game for Eliza.
This team, I mean, they shear the basketball so well, unselfish play. Long three in transition there by Smith.
Double-double now for Ejim. 12th double-double of the season. Double figures in every single game this year, and all those double-doubles. Maxwell off the pick. Ejim just flies in to take that ball away. Kaylin Trong rimming out. Ejim battling, keeps the ball alive. Another try for Gonzaga, and they just keep eating clock.
Well, Little smart just to get that ball back out to get composed.
Why not, Eliza? I mean, why the heck not? Maxwell picks up her second foul. Team's third.
22 for Maxwell. Her second, team's third. Rosie Schweitzer.
So you see the unselfish play, not taking the shot herself in transition, on balance. Hits the post in the trail. Hollingsworth, the recipient again of just great decision-making by the Trong sisters.
Hollingsworth will have a seat. She's got 18 points, 4 off of her career high. Hyben's 6th player of the year. Will check in for Gonzaga. Schweitzer in for Pacific. It's go time for the Tigers. Schweitzer stepping through, front rimming off. Ennis checking in, quickly picks herself up after falling. Trong didn't have the cutter. 10 on the shot clock right here for Ejim and company. Maxwell pulling up and shooting so good off that pick.
Oh, great back pick. Oh,
just a frustration that you can see on Deaton's face, and just one of those afternoons for her.
yeah, I mean, she plays so hard, and you talked about her ability to score the other day. Missed opportunity.
Gonzaga looking to add to the 12-0 run. Make it 14-0 as Kaylin Trong cans the mid-range.
Well, so smooth coming off that on-ball. Gonzaga is going to run you off on-ball screens all night long, and if you don't defend, they're going to get easy looks or high-low options.
Hyben's picks up her second. Team's fourth. Burton checking in for the first time, and Kaylee Trong back onto the floor for Gonzaga. Smith does all the tough work and just got too deep and had to just fling it up. Nothing there for Smith.
Yeah, too deep.
That pass.
Beautiful.
Kaylee, you know, she hasn't scored, but she's still playing her game.
Yeah, in and out with foul trouble all night, but I'll tell you, you cannot for 1 second sleep on these Tronk sisters. They see the floor so well. They know where their teammates are going to be.
Iban's big block. Schweitzer stays with it. Can't get it home. Ball into the hands of James. Good save. James tries to elevate and does. And what a game for James.
I mean, look at that play right there. She's past the three-point line extended, saves the basketball, immediate back cut to the rim and a finish.
James now with 16 points, double figures in 6 straight. In this tournament, she's averaged over 13 points a game. She has been an absolute stud. Maxwell rimming out. James has been worth the price of admission.
Yes.
And just a junior. Pacific looking a little gassed, J-Mo.
Yeah, you know, this is a third game in 4 days, and you got to tip their cap. I mean, they've played a lot of minutes. I love how they've competed throughout the tournament.
Maxwell will have a seat. The 17 points and 3 triples. And 1. And Ennis pumps her fist. Heck yeah. Ibans with the foul. Her third. Team's 5th. Here's Ennis. Grad student missing the N1 opportunity. 70-47, 2:30 left in this game. It's decided, J-Mo. Gonzaga's going to the finals.
They've had a good, complete game, and they've struggled to take care of the ball at times, but got a lot of people involved. Again, another frustration foul.
Deaton and Little tangling a little bit underneath. I mean, if you cut in line in front of Deaton at the coffee shop, she is going to let you have it.
No latte for you.
Little picks up that foul. So Deaton will have a couple of tosses coming up. Tough sledding today for Katie. 2 points, all coming from the charity stripe. Championship Central, presented by Sterling Global Financial. Following this ball game, Eric and Stephanie, man, have they been doing some work. Just enjoyed the heck out of listening to them. They're right here on site. All the sights and sounds and the energy, and Eric and Stephanie will take you through our postgame, as they have. They've been terrific. J-Mo, it's going to take a lot and a complete game and a clean game to beat this Gonzaga bunch.
It really is. They just are so dangerous in so many spots. I mean, you mentioned the fact they have 5 starters in double figures. Just pick your poison. You take one thing away and they're going to expose you somewhere else. And they've got to clean up a few things, I think, going into the final. But right now, this team is playing at a really high level.
And you kind of understand it. They haven't played since the end of February. And you could practice and get the guys in against the practice squad and scout all you want. But J-Mo, you know this as an athlete and coach. It's the action that you know, kind of shucks off the rust.
Yeah, and they had, you know, exactly what you said. I mean, they've had scrimmages against the practice guys and so forth. But you're right, unless you're under the lights and playing against somebody else. I mean, even the practice guys you get in, day out. And
yeah,
you know, they took more time off in that 11 days than they normally do, which, you know, gives teams ability to get healthy and rest.
Deaton hits the first one. So 4 in double figures for Gonzaga. Ejim 18 and 13, double-double. Hollingsworth 18 and 12, double-double. Maxwell 17 points and the 3 triples. And Kaylin Trong with the 13 points and 3 triples.
Man, you talk about the Trong sisters. I mean, Kaylee held scoreless in this game, doing other things, but last time she was held scoreless was in the final against Portland last year.
Kaylee, obviously, last year missing all of those games, 23 all told with the injuries, coming back late in the season.
It may be a little bit, too soon coming back into that tournament last year. Just was not herself, but man, I'll tell you, having that dynamic duo in the backcourt.
So Kaylee obviously healthy this year. Should mention that Maxwell back on the floor along with Hollingsworth. Nicely played by Smith.
Good job by Smith anticipating that with Trong falling out of bounds. And if you're going to save it underneath your own basket, you need to be able to chuck that thing to the other end, not give a team an opportunity to score.
So Smith picks up her third. J-Mo, question for you. Gonzaga usually beating its opponents by nearly 32 points a game. What have you liked about Pacific today?
I'll tell you, they're gritty. You talked about the confidence level in which they came. They turned Gonzaga over in another one right there. I thought at times, missed baskets that they normally don't miss, maybe playing a little bit tight. But I'll tell you, the depth that they have is just crucial. They get the tip in the transition, trying to put pressure on them. James steps in and hits the three. She's been terrific today. We've been talking about her. She got 19 points.
And 5 assists. Man, what a tournament for Anaya James. All right, so Jennifer, despite a nice run by Pacific, it's going to be Gonzaga advancing, and they'll await the winner of our second semifinal tilt coming up, Santa Clara, Portland.
Yeah, and this is going to be a terrific matchup. You got number 2 Santa Clara, who has a lot of weapons, but a Portland style that pushes you out of what you normally do. They're going to like to turn you over. Really good matchup. They split in the regular season.
Pacific will finish this season with 18 wins, the most since 2018-19. Another trip to the WCC semifinals. Heck of a season for Bradley Davis and his Tigers.
Man, I think they're going to get a chance to go to NIT.
I'd love to see them in the postseason.
Rightfully so. I mean, they've had a great year. They're going to get a jump ball here on that little tangle up.
So Gonzaga will inbound. Just under 50 seconds to play in this semifinal game here at the Orleans Arena. Deaton just won't quit. Probably travel. Yep.
And she looks like she hurt her knee.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness.
You just hate to see that happen. This Pacific team certainly not giving up. Pacific on a 12-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes.
And Deaton, who refuses to take a play off, going hard to the hole, landing awkwardly, and is still down. And the worried Tigers fan base, we're all worried. Deaton, who has brought so much energy, the transfer out of North Dakota State and UNC Greeley, is going to walk very gingerly to the sideline.
Well, the fact that she's able to get up and walk is a good sign for sure. But you talk about the fight, just getting it, she gets it in transition. Landed on somebody's foot, it looks like. We'll hope she's okay.
Ooh, that got that Pacific bench quiet in a hurry. Oh, goodness sakes. All right, J-Mo, let's take a deep breath and collect ourselves as we just send positive vibes towards Katie Deaton. It's 70-55. Pacific, to their credit, they could have hung their heads about 3 or 4 minutes ago and thought, well, I wonder what we're having for dinner.
You're absolutely right. And
Not
again,
even close.
Yeah, and just competed the entire time. Very gritty.
Like
Smith and James, like you said, in the guard spot were terrific today.
I like this team a lot.
Yep.
But it's going to be Gonzaga at the end of the day with Hollingsworth. Another bucket, 20 points.
Once again, that high-low option. They run it so well coming off the on-ball. Post player rolling and opposite post coming high. Just feeding off each other.
Hollingsworth now with the 20 points, 2 off of her career high. And again, we weren't even sure she was going to play because of that bad ankle. Sheesh. Sweet. Anaya James. She has been an absolute joy to watch.
21 points on the day.
4th 20-point game of the season. Lowry flies in. I love this team. I really do. This Pacific bunch just won't let you get away too quietly in the night, will they?
No, and I mean, you look at their guards and the anticipation right there. Not quitting until that buzzer sounds. They should be very, very proud of their effort today.
Nobody in WCC play has played Gonzaga tightly except for this bunch right here.
Exactly. And I think, you know, that game in Stockton a few weeks ago certainly helped this cause.
Oh, man.
Having the 2 wins, you know, prior to this game coming in. And
so just to remind you, I want you to think about this, folks. Back in early February, this is a Gonzaga team that just rolled Pacific by 60 points or something, and then, you know, it got close.
Yeah, and I think we're going to have a technical foul here. Out of timeouts. Gonzaga is out of timeouts and called one, so they're going to get a technical foul.
Well, 48 looked a little cranky on that one because that's just not what they do.
No, that's just not being sharp.
Right.
You know, at times they were really good today, and then there's some things that they need to clean up. The turnover situation, you certainly cannot have 21 turnovers. Or excuse me, 18 turnovers.
Close enough, man, huh?
I need my glasses. 25 turnovers for Gonzaga today. Way too many.
Seconds left, and that'll do it. So the final 72-61. Pacific putting on a little burst to end this thing.
Well, they were terrific. An 18-2 run to finish out this game. We talked about the grit. They had some great individual performances. James and Smith leading the track, 23 and 12 apiece, but Gonzaga just too many weapons down the stretch. A complete effort by the Zags moving forward to the finals.
In double figures for this Gonzaga bunch, including Ejim, who had 18 to go along with 13 boards, another double-double for the great Yvonne Ejim.
So you look at Ejim all day long, high and low recipient, rolling to the rim, so strong inside, able to take the contact, rebounds like crazy, offensive board, uses her strength. Again, another quick putback, and her ability to create while she's rim running in transition, just great body control. Great finish with the left hand. She can go both ways. Great effort.
Brackets looking like this. We know Gonzaga punching that ticket to the championship game tomorrow on ESPNU, awaiting the winner of Santa Clara Portland.